Hello mic check. Hello mic check. So, yun, nagloko na naman yung audio ko, guys. So, welcome back to the video, guys. Ito yung sabihin na natin na second part ng video. Yan. Welcome back to the second video. So, ito yung huli nating tinalakay about sa router. Okay, may sound. Hello. Okay, gumagana. So, yeah. As you can see, guys, dito, meron tayo ditong dami data, di ba? Pero, kung napapansin nyo, ito para sa akin, napaka-unpleasant niya. Kasi, unang-una, matrabaho siya, napaka-unpleasant siya sa paningin, matrabaho siya, then static siya. So, pag nagdagdag pa ako ng isang data, copy paste, and then lalagyan ko pa ng for, and then i-edit ko pa, so on, so forth. So, aside sa napaka-unpleasant niya, madumi siya tignan dito sa code editor, hindi rin siya advisable na gagamitin natin as dummy data for our blog. Is this correct? Yung server natin hindi nakaran. So, i-run natin PHP artisan serve, and then yung server natin, yan, yon, para magkaroon tayo ng dummy data dito, guys. Pero bago ako magpatuloy, ayun, again, nag-explore ako ngayon, hindi rin ako magaling sa Laravel. At if you want to suggest something better, a better way, a techniques, please comment to the video, so let me know that, so I will also learn from you, and feel free to learn sa mga sinishare ko if meron kang matututunan, hopefully. So tara, sabay-sabay tayong matuto ulit. Teka lang, gumagana ba aking sounds, audio? Hello? Yun, nagana naman. So yan, so let's go. So ayun nga, no, recap muna tayo again. Recap muna tayo sa mga ginawa natin nung first video or yesterday. So gumawa tayo ng route. So gumawa tayo ng page using the route. Nag-return tayo ng values here using a view function. So if I visit this, something like about, as you can see, yung about page natin from view. So here's the view from resources folder, view, and then as you can see here, the about page, and this is the content of the about page. So whatever you add here, this about.blade.php will become visible to this page once you have added a slash here, and then about, that is called router in Laravel. Yun, Laravel nga, router nga siya sa Laravel, yung parang pinaka-URL niya na ginawa din natin. And also, as you can see, we create a blog a blog page. So once we go ahead and type the blog, as you can see, we have a list of blogs here from our dummy data na nandito. Okay, so we loop through it, we loop that data, dummy data, inside the blog, inside the view folder. So ito yan, blog. So how do I identify that? Because para ma-identify mo yan, guys, etong blog na yan, yung file name yan, first word ng file name yan, dyan magre-rely si view. So as long as na merong blog dito, ano man yung content ng template na yan, ayun yung ipipetch ni view function, at i-display niya naman dito sa may blog, kasi nga ang route natin naka-setup is slash blog. So meron tayo ditong ginamit na use keyword, which is PHP native yan. Wala yung kinalaman sa Laravel, that is default by PHP. So we can pass the another parameter, which is the data, or sooner will be the controller. Excuse me. I-share ko rin yan sa inyo after a couple of days, might be after a couple of days, tungkol yun sa MVC na controller. Pero ngayon, ginagamay muna natin sila. ang Laravel pa isa-isa lang muna. So, yeah, ito yung pinili natin, nilagay ko, inassign ko na variable name for the views, and then the data nandito. Galing to sa data na to. So, ito yung sa native, yung fundamental, tsaka essential. Ang tawag po dyan ay local scope. Kasi, na yung variable, available lang po. Ito kasi ang tawag dyan is global scope, which is this data inside in this variable, is available only outside the function. So, ayun yung global scope. And then yung local scope, ito naman yung nasa loob lang. So, dahil yung variable natin is global scope, para maging available siya dito sa loob ng function natin, dito sa route, when you work with a callback, we need to use a keyword use, okay? So we can pass the variable inside this function or callback function. Yeah, inside this callback function. Excuse me. And yeah, then we rename this route. Nilagyan natin siya ng blog.all. Ayan yung rename niya. So ayan yung magiging identify niya sa route. So, saan ba nagamit yan? Kung pupunta tayo sa blog, of course, na-render natin, niloop natin yung data from post list to post. So, makikita natin lahat. Ito yung content. Ito naman yan. Ito yan. Itong first, second, and third. Ayan yung content. And then, yung title naman is ito. Ito yung title. So, mapapansin nyo. Then, ito yung ID. So, yung route, ito yung single dot show. Kung pupunta tayo dito, excuse me, meron tayo ditong single dot show. Ibig sabihin, whatever that we assign here, once we use this key, automatically mapupunta dito yan. Okay? So, dito sa ano natin, sa post, sa blog natin, naglagay tayo ng route, which is represent ng URL or pinaka-route, which is ito. Yan. And then, kung mapapansin mo, nag-add tayo ng parameter para magkaroon siya ng additional /ID. Okay? So, kung mapapansin mo dito, yung ID na yan, tulad ng sinabi ko ng first video, mako-convert yan dito sa variable nung data niya. So, whatever the ID that you pass in here, by clicking the post, papansin nyo dito yung ID lalabas dyan. So, yun, 1, and 2, and 3. Paano nangyari yan? Ito yan, guys. Ito yan, inside the blog, yung route, and then this ID. Dito yan galing. So, kung mapapansin mo, yung URL niya is blog 3 and blog 2. Okay? So, dito sa may router natin, sinet-up natin siya ng blog and ID. So, kapag nakuha niya na yung ID, whatever you pass there, okay, magiging data siya nito. And then, itong si firstware method from collection class or from not sure what's the primary from collection, will find, hahanapin niya ngayon. So, if that is an ID1, meron bang ID1? Oh yeah, merong ID1. Hey, collection, meron akong nakitang ID1. Ito yung data niya. I-restore naman ni collect yung data ni ID1 sa post, at yung post naman na inassign natin na variable, and then ayun naman yung magiging data niya. So, sa single, ayun naman yung ililoop niya. Mapapansin mo, ito yung post title, and then post ID, and then post content. So, sana nakuha mo yung idea. So, for instance, when I click this, I have an ID1, and then the first word, search for the ID key from this list of array data, and looking for ID1. So, the data is titled first ID1 and the first content. So, ayun yung binigay ni first word dito sa collect, na inilagay naman ni collect dito sa post, na dinisplay naman dito sa single view So pag kinilik natin tong single view, ayun naman yung data na mapapasa dito sa loob, na ayun naman yung i-render ni browser sa atin. So that is how Laravel completely work. So if we go ahead back and click another 2, which is second title 2, as you can see here, it give us ID2, and then the same process. First, we're searching for ID2. If there is any key inside from this post, kasi nakaturo siya guys, so object-oriented siya. So from that post, kung merong ID2, this is not ID2, this is an ID2. So lahat ng data nito, yun naman yung ipapasa ni firstware dito kay collect na isa-select niya, and then ayun naman yung i-store sa variable, at hindi naman yung magiging data na ipapasok naman dito o ipapasa dito sa loob ng singleblade.php at i-render naman ni singleblade.php dito sa browser, kaya meron tayong data 2. Okay, and then hope you got it. At kung meron kang tanong, check natin yung ayan. At kung meron kang tanong, pwede mo lang ilagay sa comment section, at kung meron kang better and bright idea, let me know as well, so you help me as well. So let's help each other. So sabay-sabay tayong matuto sa tulong ng bawat isa. Yeah. And then as you can see, in addition to that, we were created a template. So as you can see here, I named that primary. You can name that whatever you want, but observe how your team named that, so you are following their convention. So walang mali dito sa inyong dalawa, kasi once na sinabi mo na it's a primary, so that is a part of a layout dun sa primary. When you talk with your code developer, if you are working with a team, or if you are talk with your senior developer, dun yan sa view, sa layout, and the primary. So you easily understand each other kasi you are on the same page. So napakahalaga nun para hindi kayo mangangapa, hindi nyo na aantayin, no? Especially pagka ikaw yung night shift sa yung day shift, o ikaw yung day shift sa yung night shift, hindi nyo na aantayin magising pa yung isa't isa, o magre-record pa kayo ng video na nasaan yung ganun. So mas mahalaga yung iisa kayo. So dahil kung ikaw yung bago, syempre ikaw yung susunod doon, and kung ikaw naman yung gumawa ng project, so they have to follow your way as well. So you have to give a tour them one by one, how do you instruct your structure. So pero kung meron namang structure required, so you can follow that as well. So as you can see here, here's the title, yield, and at yield title at yield content. As you can see, if we go here to the single, we will have here a section, and then open and close, title, and set end section. So between that, inside of data between this section will be the data of yield title. So how that happen? That will happen because you bring this data between this open, or between this section and end section directive. So whatever the data that you pass between this directive will be the data of the type yield with parameter title. So as you can see here, I have a yield title, and I also here page title, I have also yield title, and here inside the body I have a yield content. And if you go back in here, I'm sorry, if you go back to the single page, as you can see, between this directive I have a section and content, which is the name of my yield, and then the end of the section. So this will be automatically that the data between this open and close will be the data of my primary layout or template with a name yield. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a content. So in my primary blade, this is a content. So whatever you put here between the section will be the value. Okay, whatever you put here in open next after this code, line of code, and then before end of line of this code, end section will be the content of yield in your primary template. So this is your layout or template, whatever Laravel terms that If you know, you can go ahead and comment, so let me know as well. Pero normally kasi it's a layout, so you can call this template as well, I think. So yeah, dun tayo na tapos sa pag-create ng router, create ng page, create ng template and single page and display. So we are now moving to fix something here, which is part of this dummy data. So as you can see here, guys, hold on, let me check my audio. Hello. Yeah, it's working. So so as you can see, this is very unpleasant for me, and this is very matrabaho kasi manually I need to edit this, and manually I need to edit this line. What if I have a short description? Di ba sa mga vlog, guys, nakikita ninyo pag bago kayo mag-click ng vlog, meron yung image, tapos title, tapos konting description. Tapos once you click those title or any of those title or any of the images nung vlog na binasa ninyo, mapupunta kayo dun sa content na mahaba. So this is not recommended when you create a dummy content, actually. So well, is there any way that Laravel will help us to create a dummy content properly? Yes, actually yes, and that is the topic of this video, and that is what Laravel called Faker and Seeder. So we can go ahead and check here in the database. We have here a called factory and then seeders, as you can see, guys, here. So what this purpose is, this seeder, as you can see, we have a model. How do I know that this is model? As you can see here, the namespace is app model and then the users. So let's gonna go ahead and go to app. So that is a app, stand for this words here, and then this models stand for this words here, and then the user stand for this keywords here. Hold on, where are you? I'm sorry. So here, okay, so that is exactly this file. So as you can see here, later on I will discuss to you about this model, but this is not the video for discussing a model. We are creating a fake data using a seeder and faker. So but here, very straightforward, this is a pillable, so that means in my table in database, this only list of column that available for me that able to insert a data in a user. So if I do create if I have another table, for instance, a full name, so if the full name key or column key is not available here, that will be not able to insert a data to that, because that is how Laravel secure the table inside in a database. So yeah, ito lang yung mga pillable. Sorry, Tagalog para tayo, PH tayo. Sorry guys. Ito lang yung mga pillable sa madaling salita. So meron tayong siguro susunod na topic tungkol dito sa models, MVC and controller, but now we i-share ko lang sa inyo yung tungkol dito sa faker and seeder of factories. So as you can see, guys, we have here a factory. So let's go ahead and visit that. So the factory is the one who set, I think, no, let's go ahead and move to database. So let me show you something here. If you okay guys, if we go to create, kung gagawa tayo at mag-create tayo ng, kasi meron tayo ditong existing di ba? So, we have available user model. So ibig sabihin, meron tayong capability na Laravel na ginawa sa atin ni Laravel once we install the Laravel to create a data here. However, hindi pa pala tayo nakakonect sa database. So etong database, guys, this is a different story. So ibang discussion to, medyo matagal to at madaming dapat maintindihan, pero paiikliin ko lang ngayon dahil hindi naman yun, dun lang tayo sa pinaka-focus. So maybe someday we will have a video na para dito. So, i-explore natin to lahat. Pero sa ngayon, hindi ko na muna i-discuss yun kasi hopefully actually this video require MySQL at least essential and PHP essential para matutunan mo tong Laravel. Kasi kung hindi mo alam yung PHP at hindi mo alam yung database, magiging mahirap para sa'yo na sundan to. So, para masundan to at para matutunan din at para matuto ako sa'yo, kailangan parehas na tayo ng mga stock o nilalaman. So, kailangan mo na rin ng PHP o MySQL o SQLite. It's up to you kung anong database kasi pare-pares lang naman yan. So, yun. So, nag-create na ako dito ng database. To make long story short, nag-create na ako ng database hoping na alam mo na kung paano mag-create ng database. If you not yet know, you can go ahead and search to Google. Kung wala pa tayong video sa page or kung wala pa tayong video sa YouTube, you can check, go ahead to the Facebook page and then click the YouTube. We have a link here. Yeah, so here you can go ahead and grab this list and then paste kung may makikita ka ng MySQL tutorial or MySQL cover video explorer o MySQL Explorer. Kasi hindi naman talaga ito masasabing tutorial guys kasi ako nangangapa din di ba? Kaya nga sabi ko sabay tayong matututo kasi hindi naman ako eksperto sa ginagawa ko ngayon. So, at kaya ako rin kayo ini-encourage na mag-comment ng mga alam niyo. So, para matuto rin ako sa alam niyo. So, sabay tayong matututo sa bawat isa. So, ito yung explorer lamang. So, now, to make long story short again, I already created a database named LaraLearn. And the first thing that I need to do here before we able to use this functionality or class or factory or seeder, we have to connect our application, our web application in our database. So let's go ahead to do that. So excuse me guys. So to do that, ang kailangan lang natin gawin is we are going to open this file, .env file in our main project folder directory. So when I click that, as you can see, once you install Laravel, only the available database connections by default is SQLite. So wala dito yung MySQL. So ngayon ikakopy natin yan and then lalagyan natin na comment kasi hindi naman tayo sa MySQLite, sa my PHP and MySQL tayo. So let's remove this comment kasi gagamitin natin yan lahat and we will update MySQLite to MySQL. So kasi ito nga, bakit naging ganon? Kasi yung database na gagamitin natin guys is MySQL. MySQL po ito para sa mga hindi nakakalam. Yan. So yung IP address natin, that is default, leave that as is. How Laravel do that once while installing Laravel itself. So kung paano natin siya ini-install, hayaan natin yan, ganyan talaga yan. So hindi na natin yan babaguhin aside sa database name. So as you can see, I said I created a LaraLearn database. So let's go ahead and grab that and then paste. Siguro i-type natin para mas mukha tayong professional, no? LaraLearn. So yan, LaraLearn, tulad ng mga napapanood natin. Kasi ako mahilig din ako manood ng mga tutorial kasi lang yun nga, hindi talaga siya nagsisink in bakit kaya gano'n, no? So yan, ngayon mag-explore tayo sa sarili natin. So magtutulungan tayo. Siguro kailangan ko talaga ng kausap ng mga magko-comment, gano'n. Pero sana wag naman, kasi hindi naman ako magaling. Anyway, yeah. Well, it's up to you kasi that's how you describe yourself. Sabi nga, kung the way you speak, the way you act, and the way you respond, that is how you describe yourself. So, kung ganun ka talaga, wala na akong magagawa. Kasi wala pa namang rules sa page talaga natin. Well, hayaan na lang natin ang makilala natin ang bawat isa sa natural nating personalidad. And then, yeah, I think it's done. I connect my SQL here and the local host and then the root, guys. So, dito pala, in addition, sa MySQL, guys, once you install this, the primary user account ng MySQL is named root. So, with the root, accessible to lahat. Lahat ng privileges Okay, you can perform edit, you can perform update, you can perform anything, delete, drop all table, it's up to you. With the root username, all access for privileges is available for me. So for you also as well. So in the password is empty, so walang password po yan, si root. Ngayon, if you want to create another user with the privileges, let's go ahead. You can do that. I'm not mistaken here. All you can go ahead and search the internet how to do that, or we will another explore in the next couple of days. So yeah, yun siguro gagawin na lang natin sa susunod. Pero ngayon guys, keep in mind na ang gagamitin natin dito is root for this demonstration and or for this Laravel Explorer. So, ganoon din yun sa'yo. Baka magtaka ka bakit hindi ka nakakapag-insert. And then, after that, we need to run a simple code just to make sure na connected na tayo. So, PHP artisan called migrate. So, yan. So, yung migrate stand yan na yung ating model na nandito, yung migrations natin, lahat ng model natin na available na generate ni Laravel. Once we install the Laravel, magma-migrate yan dito sa database natin. Kung makikita mo, wala siyang laman, diba? Wala siyang table. So once we run the migrate, look what happened. Nasave ko ba? Yan. So yan, nag-migrate siya dan, etc. Then, so as you can see, running migrate, and then as you can see, we have done migrations. Okay, so once we refresh this, we will have a Laravel table. So ito na yung migration. To make long story short, nagkaroon na tayo ng automatic na table sa database natin na ginawa ni Laravel using just runs that simple command na once after na natin na i-connect to sa database. So now what the next we are going to do is to go click the user, kasi babalik na tayo dun sa Packer and babalik tayo dun sa kung ano man si factory, yung features na sinasabi ko sa inyo na pwede natin gamitin instead na gumawa tayo ng ganito. Okay, so gagawin muna natin yan sa user table bago natin gagawin dun sa blog na ginawa natin, kasi gagawin natin tong real blog. Okay, gagawin natin yung parang totoong blog. So yeah, susubukan muna natin dito mag-insert. Ganito kasi yung pag-insert dito guys. Kapag nasa loob ka na ng table, pupunta ka dito sa insert, nakikita mo yan. So i-insert mo yun. I-click mo yon, and then dito mag-insert ka ng data. Ito, unsigned integer. Let's go ahead and back to table. Meron lang muna pala akong i-explain sa inyo. Etong data type na to guys, ito yung ibang story kasi medyo broad to. Ayan, so kailangan nyo malaman yan. Next, a couple of video might be, we have explore that. Then, hope you are with me and you can share also your story, your struggle, and your techniques. So, we will learn to each other. So, ito guys, ayan yung big integer na unsigned and auto-increment. Ibig sabihin guys, pag ganyan, hindi mo na kailangan mag-input ng data. Ito namang null, ibig sabihin, hindi mo na rin siya require na kailangan inputan ng data. So, as you can see here, meron ditong kailangan ito yung parang kailangan natin lagyan ng data, which is the name, email, and then the password here. No. So, ito ay none. So, yeah. Ayan yung fields na kailangan natin lagyan ng data. So, let's go ahead and insert that. And as you can see, we will create a fake name here. Let's say example, Ryan. Let's say, John, and then the email is john@mail.com, and then the password will be a password, only a word password. So once we hit the enter and go, as you can see, magkakaroon siya ng data sa loob, diba? So let's go ahead and click the table. Makikita mo, ayun o, John, email verify, not yet. So, password, null, null, null. So, wala tayong nilagay na data. So, okay lang naman yan kasi wala naman pa namang issue sa ngayon. Hindi naman tayo may SQL topic. Okay, so pinakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano lagyan ng data yung MySQL sa paraan niya. So, ito yan guys, nagre-represent yan ng mga key. Ito yung mga key natin, di ba? Name, email underscore verify at saka yung ID. Ito yan guys, ito yung sample na yan. Ito yung ID, title, and content. Ayan yung kapag nasa database ka, gagawin ni Laravel is object para magiging object kasi yan once na kinuwiri mo siya. So that's the part of model na hindi rin part ngayon ng ating cover. So at least nakita nyo na ganyan yan instead na ganito. So now, is there any way na hindi na tayo magta-type ng magta-type? Kasi there are times na kailangan natin yung i-delete lahat. So, ibig sabihin, kung mag-create ako ng 100 user at kapag dinelete ko siya, i-insert ko na naman yung 100 na yun. So, napaka-hassle nun guys at napaka-trabaho. And that is the cool thing in Laravel using the factory and Seeder features. Actually guys, itong factory and Seeder features ng Laravel, hindi na yan part ng program, ng ginagawa mong program. Pero, part yan ni Laravel feature para mas mapadali yung ginagawa mong program. So, pag newbie ka, medyo stressful yan. Magkakaroon ka ng migraine, pwede kang umayaw sa Laravel. Kasi, why you need to do that? Kasi, pag nag-aaral ka nga ng MySQL, dito ka lang nag-i-insert, dito ka na nasanay, diba? Pero, you will see the bright side later on after my explanation now kung paano nakakatulong yan. So, if for instance, kailangan mo ng 100 dummy data, so madali mo lang ma-generate yung fake data, iba-iba using factor and Seeder. And that is the cool thing in Laravel, these features of Laravel. So, ito yung isa sa mga bright side or mga upside ni Laravel na meron siyang ganitong features. Hindi natin kailangan mag-type, mag-delete, magta-type ulit. So, let's go ahead and check it out. So, as you can see here, we're gonna go ahead and back to the user. And as you can see, we have a dummy, a user here. The name is test and then the email is test. So, this way, I can create another data inside to my database, within my Laravel or through my Laravel into insert data inside my database with a table name a user. So how can I do that? So simply just run this Seeder here and then just apply, hit enter, and as you can see, seeding database. Info seeding database. So when we click this, we see another data that Laravel provide to us. Oh, shy. What it means? So hold on. Okay, I think I need to migrate. There's nothing to migrate, I think. Nothing to migrate. See? Seeding database. Oh, it's not working. Why? So, why this is not working? So, let's check the factory if there's a problem here. And register. I will explain this to you later, guys. Excuse me. No. ENB, I am connected. I'm sure that. So why this is not working? Seeding to database. Model. Okay, everything's fine here. So let's try to delete this data and see what happened. Might we have a problem with that. Let's try to write again cedar and then check. No data. Why? So we're gonna go ahead and go to, okay, let's go ahead and try to migrate. Refresh. So make sure it's going to roll back the database. So lahat, ito na yung isa sa mga cool thing na ito, guys. Ni-remove niya muna lahat ng database na ginawa ko, a table sa database, then binalik niya ulit. Ito yung right side, one of the features of Laravel na hindi mo kailangan i-type yan ulit manually. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and try to run PHP Artisan seed database, and I'm gonna click the user. Nothing. What happened? So let's try to run this, and then let's go Artisan city database thing. Yeah, as you can see, guys, gumana siya, pero dapat tigana to eh. So subukan natin ulit. Okay, so create factory, create and test, and then seed. Ayun o, gumana siya, diba? So yeah, that's the point, guys. I don't know why, kung bakit hindi siya gumana before natin to paganahin. Kasi ang purpose nito, guys, ang purpose ko kung bakit inuna ko to, sana kasi imagine kung ikakopy natin to, then babaguhin natin ng babaguhin yung information para mag-edit tayo. Halimbawa, user text 1, this going 2, and email 2, and this going to be 3, and this going to be 3. Okay, it's going to be 3. So let's go ahead and try to database seed again. As you can see, done. Magkakaroon tayo ng user test. Okay, it's not working more. Name factory 2. What's going on? Okay, so we cannot update this, so we need to change this as 1. And then the email as well as 1. Kasi meron na siyang data na 1. So now we're gonna go ahead and run again. Database seed. So this is, I will explain to you the point, guys. Okay. Hold on. So as you can see, if I do that, we create another user with user 1 here, user 2, and email 1, test 2, and test 3. So as you can see here, so wala rin siyang pinagkaiba kung gagamitin natin yung gantong approach. So although hindi naman siya pinagbabawal, parang ganito pa rin, diba? So matrabaho siya. So well, kung kinakailangan mo lang naman mag-add siguro ng isa pa or another data just to for the cache issue, something like that, baka hindi nagre-reflect yung changes sa database, so kailangan mong mag-additional data, you can go ahead use this approach. Pero hindi na yan recommend once you create a bunch of data, once you want to create a bunch of data, kasi isa-isa din, so wala rin siyang pagkakaiba sa ganitong paraan, which is napakahaba niya. So we can use only a single line of code na factory 10. So we can go ahead, let's say we need a 12 inside. So kapag nag-seed tayo, mag-a-add yan if I'm not mistaken. So paano nangyari yan? I-explain ko sa inyo mamaya. I-share ko sa inyo mamaya. So we have a 15 now, and then we are seeding, and then now seeding done. So we can go ahead and check to 250, and then automatically it's refreshing, page getting refresh, and as you can see, nadagdagan tayo ng 12. Ganun yan guys, sa tuwing magra-run ka ng seed, magpapatong yun na magpapatong. So the best way, kung data mo lang naman yan, sample is migrate refresh. Kung mapapansin mo, nag-migrate refresh ako, and then ayun yan, ni-roll back niya, ayun, roll back the database. So binura niya lahat ng data, wala yung data, mawawalan niya ng data guys, malinis yan. So wala yung any single data, and then saka mulit iraran yung artisan seed para i-insert niya tong 12 data for the user. So di ba napaka-handy niya, no? Napaka-easy niya kaysa mag-insert ka dito, mag-create ka na naman, mag-insert ka na naman, submit na naman, and then pag binura mo nga, just in case na kailangan siyang burahin, whatever reason, di ba? So hindi siya ganun ka-hassle. Just run the single line of codes, then everything will be provided for us with a Laravel features, with a factory and seeder. So let's go ahead and explore the factory. So yung factory guys, that is a Laravel class na nagge-generate ng data. Dito tayo magsa-setup. Dito tayo mamaya magsa-setup ng blog natin. Kasi ngayon, kung makikita mo, there is a name, and then the value of the key is faker, and then the name, that is a Laravel features guys. This is a PHP library actually, but might be integrated in Laravel. Yeah, so itong email, fake, unique email, safe email. So safe yan guys. So maybe there is a sanitized behind the scene of this safe email, or a valid email. Maybe kaya nagkaroon ng safe email siguro kasi para laging may at, or as in email siya talaga. So verify email just now, ang value niya is now. So this is a part of actually model, part of MySQL. So but we will go discuss that very madali lang. So madali lang, very quick. Hindi siya masyadong magiging ma-details later. Yung kailangan lang natin sa blog post, kasi I said a couple minutes or hours ago, minutes ago, yung model kasi guys, ibang topic talaga yon. Medyo broad din kasi yon. Kasama na din yung query, creating database, etc. etc. So yung later, gagawa tayo ng sarili natin factory para sa blog natin na ilalagay natin. Tas yung key, of course, saan manggagaling yung key na yan? Ito po yan guys, name, email at underscore verify at password. Ayan po yan guys. So ayan yung mga yan. And then unverify static, unverify sa email at equals null. So kapag hindi ka nag-verify email, automatically ang i-return niya sa verify email as null. Tulad nung ginawa natin kanina, yung first example, nung nag-insert ako, di ba, hindi ako naglagay ng verify email, nakita mo doon null. So ito, once na hindi ka nag-verify o once na hindi ka naglagay, null siya nakalagay. So kasi required na pag nag-register ka in real world application, kailangan mo muna i-verify yung email mo if you are a human, or if you are injections from hacker or something like that. The system need to verify your identity or your email. So after we configure, we set a fake data here, a dummy data with a factory user class, with a factory class. We're gonna go ahead and move to the seeder and use that class factory here. As you can see, model. So we're gonna go ahead and call the user model, and then static factory, and then how many data that you want, and then create. Ayun lang. So ito yung model ng user guys. Ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina na ang pillable lang, no, ang available lang na mapipill upan is itong email at saka password. Ayun lang. Excuse me. So I will discuss that dive in. So maybe hindi ngayon. Hindi ngayon, siguro sa susunod na lang. Kasi sa susunod na video, kasi nandun lang tayo ngayon sa faker and seeders. So yun, pinalitan lang natin tong static o dummy content kasi hindi kasi ganito yung approach nila, Laravel. Ganito kasi ginagawa sa mga core PHP, or you can do also in WordPress kung gagawa ka ng dummy data. Si Laravel kasi meron siyang features na fix. Actually, si WordPress meron siyang plugin na dummy post. Dummy post. So, magsiselect ka doon ng post type, kung gusto mo sa post, sa pages, then si plugin magge-generate siya ng mga dummy data para meron kang sample data na ipapakita mo sa client mo. So, that's it. So, now, later, we will remove this and we will create a data for our blog post. So, hindi na natin gagamitin yan. Okay? So, ayun lang muna, guys. Hope natuto kayo. Again, I hope meron kayong natutunan. Okay? So, konting recap. We didn't touch yet the front end. So, itong static na to ay ni-remove na, ipapalitan natin siya ng database driven. So, database data na ganito. Pero ito kasi kung mapapansin mo, nasa user table tayo. Wala tayo sa blog table. So, later, the next video, we're gonna go ahead and create a data to our blog table similar to this one. And then, we're gonna go ahead, display that data right here. We're gonna go ahead and create we will create a blog layout with CSS, HTML and CSS with a next video. So, yeah. So, makikita nyo talaga dyan yung hitsura ng blog. Then, pag kinilik mo, meron ding sample information, data. Kung mapapansin mo dito sa user, excuse me, sa migration ng user, no, kung mapapansin mo dito ang fields nila, ito pa pala guys, no? ito yung mga table. Ito naman yung kung paano mag-create ng table. Later, siguro sa next video na lang to kasi medyo mahaba na rin, mag-isang oras na lang. So, ito yung makikita mo dito. So, i-delete ko ulit guys para magets nung nanonood, para makasunod kayo sa mga nalilito. Well, alam ko naman na yung iba sa inyo magaling talaga. Okay, so yeah, gonna go ahead and structure. We click the structure guys, and then maglalagay ako dyan ng additional data. Let's say username instead, no? Merong name, email, maglalagay tayo ng username. So yung string na yan, very straightforward, ikakopy ko lang. Next to the ID, I will name that username. And then, I will create a migrate again. Migrate, refresh. So, ima-migrate, refresh. Pero guys, merong instances na hindi ka pwedeng mag-migrate, refresh sa lahat. Pero kung dami data lang din naman, no? Tapos, meron ka talagang naka-ready sa factory mo. For instance, blog factory, then naka-setup ka ng ganito. Nothing to be worried kung fake data lang guys, kasi pwede mo ulit yung i-generate. However, if that's a real data, sooner or later hindi yun advisable. So mag-select lang tayo ng database na kung saan i-drop natin and then i-up natin, then mag-request tayo ng a seeder for a specific database. So a table in the database, ganun. So as you can see guys, kapag nag-refresh ako dito, kapag ni-refresh ko tong user, madadagdagan niya ng username next after the ID. So, structures again. As you can see, I have username here already. So, yon username. Ayun lang yon. Ayun lang yung model, yung migration. Doon mo lang siya iintindihan. Ayun lang. Wala nang special doon. So, para malaman mo kung ano-ano yung pwede mong ilagay dyan, that is a called data type. So kapag nag-aral ka ng MySQL, next when we explore MySQL, I will introduce to you as well a data type. Actually, once you take a course, PHP Essential or Fundamental, there also a fundamental, data type explanation. So there will be a string, there is an ID, integer, timestamp, and remember to and so on and so forth. Actually, this is not the data type, pero part siya ng features na siya na Laravel. So nakakook na siya para meron ka ng remember token features. Ayun yung bright things sa Laravel. So foreign ID as well, meron din siyang text, long text, and integer, and so on and so forth. So meron ditong primary, ayan yan, no? Yung naka-assign siyang primary. So ito, makikita mo yan guys, pag primary yan, yung kinayan, so that will be the primary. So primary is the email. So as you can see here, there another primary index. So yeah, so kung babawasan naman natin, of course, halimbawa masyado nang marami yung okay na yung email kaysa wag na natin lagyan ng username, email na lang. So i-drop natin yan again, i-run natin yung PHP Artisan migrate refresh. So let's go ahead and try to search specific migrate refresh. Okay, search natin at tingnan muna natin dito kung meron silang specific table migrate refresh database using web. Tignan natin kung paano siya ginagawa, yung specific lang, kasi kung mapapansin mo nag-ano na tayo lahat, lagi na lang lahat user seeder. Nilalahat natin yung pagma-migrate tsaka refresh kung meron ba. Okay, refresh seed underscore hyphen seed micros users seed first. So refresh. Specific table. So let's go ahead in Google. Try natin search sa Google. Kung ito yung reality guys ng programmer ng mga developer. Nag-google din po tayo. How to refresh migrate refresh is specific table in yan. Migrate refresh natin. So migrations, duplicate, migrate specific ones from migration. So I think this one. So migrate fat migration tests. So napakadami pala natin igagawin, no? Yung fat niya equals the file migration, and then ganun. So batch 1, batch 2, migrate refresh. So yun. So ganun. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. So meron tayong username, di ba? So i-drop natin yan. So i-migrate lang natin yung table user. Paano yung sinabi niya? Paano yung sinabi dito? PHP Artisan migrate and then fat. Okay? PHP Artisan migrate okay? And then hyphen path equals, okay, so database, okay, database slash migration, tama ba yung spelling? Migrations, and then user table here. Let's copy this, make it simple. Okay, so and then hit enter. Let's check if this works. Nothing to be migrated, so nothing to migrate. Okay, so let's okay, I think Laravel don't understand us. Yeah, nothing to migrate, but I want to happen is to refresh that database specific table. migrate refresh path, and then migrate not found, migrate not found, migrate not found. So, mapapansin mo, hindi niya nakita to kasi nakaset tayo sa path. So, ibig sabihin, from itong once na ni-refresh natin to, mawawala dapat dyan yung username kasi tinanggal na natin di ba? So, let's go ahead, refresh, and see the magical happen. So, yun, nawala na. So, ganun pala pag nagsiselect lang ng isang table sa database. So, ayan, hyphen path, database, of course, nandito tayo sa database folder. Kung nagtataka ka saan galing yung database na yan, ito po yan, guys. And then, the migration, kasi nandito yung file. And then, hyphen, then yung pinaka-file name, including the PHP file. So, it's up to you kung refresh or something, o kung anong gagawin mo dun sa pinaka-specific database. So, yun. Tapos na tayo, guys. Ayun yung example how to use the factory and then the seeder. So, keep in mind, guys, sa factories, dito tayo nagse-setup ng data. Ayan, name and then fake name. So, ayan yan. Papansin mo, pag binarowse natin yung data, okay, magsiseed tayo, guys, ng isa lang na specific din. So, dv seed, okay, dv PHP Artisan, dv seed, okay. Subukan natin kung gagana siya dun sa table lang na yun. Okay, does not exist. So, hindi siya pwede. Kailangan, ano lang talaga, dv seed. So, it doesn't matter kung meron kang or i-search natin, pwede naman, pero hindi naman na siguro ngayon, guys, kasi masyado na itong mahaba yung video natin. So, as you can see, we have now a data, okay. So, nag-grade na tayo ng data, nag-set up tayo ng fake name, ito yan, Stella, Harris, Trent, Madonna, something like that. And then, the fake email safe, ayan yan, Judy55, Katarina 808, etc. And then, yung password, ito yan, email verification is now, that is my SQL function, also in PHP, available in PHP. And this is the data in factory na tulad nitong ginawa natin. So, mamaya tatanggalin na natin yan kasi gagawa na tayo ng data sa blog natin. So, ngayon, sinampulan ko lang yung user. Ito yung table ng user. Tandaan nyo, nasa migration yan. So, yeah. So, yung database, and then, sa seeder, ito yung iraran natin yung factory. Okay? So, how many data na gusto mong gawin niya? How many data yung gusto mong gawin niya na fake? Ito, 12 lang. Kasi, ang nilagay ko dito, 12. And then, kapag nilagyan ko to ng, pag niran ko ulit yung seeder, another 12 is going to be a 24. Okay, so para mabura muna yung luma, igagawin ko muna is migrate, refresh specific kung gusto ko, or general sa lahat ng table, pwede yon. Kasi once na nag-seed naman ako, automatically lahat ng taker, lahat ng factory ko, lahat ng blog factory, job factory na nag-setup ako dito, mag-run naman yun once na na-run ko yung seeder and kinol ko yung model. Okay, so yun lang muna tayo, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget like and subscribe our page. This is a fresh page for all of us. Tara, sabay tayong matuto sa tulong ng bawat isa. PHP coding, super basic. Also in our YouTube channel, guys, sa YouTube video, please like and subscribe. Huwag nyo kalimutan na mag-like and subscribe and share yung video para ma-share natin sa lahat ng tao, especially sa mga estudyante, also sa mga nasa corporate world na gustong mag-upskill, na nahihirapan sa mga English tutorial. So now, meron na tayong ganito, sabay-sabay tayo matututo. Thank you, guys. Hope na may nakuha kayong idea, natuto kayo, at kung sakali man na kayo ay nalilito, pwede kayong mag-comment, pwede kayong magtanong, And hopefully na matuto rin ako sa inyo. Matuto tayo sa bawat isa. Thank you and God bless. Ay. Hello, Manch. Magana. Thank you.